stream from Zoom. So if you guys are here, we are going to get people. Let me know that you are here. Hey, Wendelin, I see you. If you're in the Facebook group, do me a favor and just give a comment, because when you comment, it actually lets more people see the information and see the video. So when you're in the Facebook group, either comment with a hashtag live, or you can say hi, Chris, or a heart or something. That will be really beneficial. Hi, Colleen. I'm so glad you're here. So remember, every Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time is our live training on soulful business tips. And one of the things that I know lots of my clients are asking is, all right, I've got this freebie. Where do I share it? Right? Anybody else feel like they've got that? Right? It's like, okay, I've got the freebie. Where do I share it? Let me just go ahead and spotlight this and like Lady Lou come in. So I've got 25 places that you can share your freebie. And if you guys want a copy of the document that I'm going to share with you guys today, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Just put 25 in the chat and I will make sure to send you the freebie your way. So I've got a free handout with all 25 ways on it. Plus, I've got some extra. You got it, Colleen. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pop it in the chat for those of you guys that are here in the Zoom room. Let me just grab that for you guys now. There we go. And I'll pop it in the chat here so that way you can access it. Yeah, so it's in the chat. If you guys are coming to the Zoom room, you can just grab it out of the chat. If you are on the Facebook group, pop in 25 and I will make sure to send it your way. So we also have some messaging templates in there too that you can use if you were like, I've got the freebie and I want to share it with somebody, but I feel a little wonky. I'm not really sure what to say. Like, hey, do you want my thing? Do you want this free handout? I don't know. So I've got some messaging templates for you that you can use. Really easy, easy copy and paste that you can use so that you can know exactly what to say. And here's my girl Steph is here too. So welcome, Steph. Happy vacation. I'm so glad you're back. How are you? I miss your face.
I'm good. Am I on?
Yeah, well, you're up top. I think I've got me spotlighted, but I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be back. I'm refreshed and you're refreshed from yours, and I don't want to keep you, so continue.
No, you're fine. So by the way, Steph is our tech coach inside of Activate Abundance Academy and Holistic Business Foundations. She is amazing. So if you are ever unsure about how to actually link your freebie into your whatever it is, CRM, email, like, I don't know, like, all right, how do I send it to people? She takes care of all of our people in there. So Steph, I'm so glad that you're here. All right, guys, we're going to talk about 25 ways to share your freebie that are evergreen and they're organic, and which means you don't have to pay for ads, which I highly recommend right now because ads are very, 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 very expensive and they don't always attract the right client. So really, really important, especially if you're not making money in your business. If you are not yet at the six-figure mark, definitely do not throw money at ads. You will just be wasting your money. But 25 ways that don't require ads, and they also don't require you to be on social media or online 24/7. Okay, so you guys definitely want this handout. I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the chat for those of you that just joined. And then let me just make sure that I'm actually giving you guys the PDF and not the photo. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's in the chat for you guys. You can grab that, but you're definitely going to want to hold on to these because this is something, again, that you don't need to do them all at once, but in order for you to attract the right clients, and we really do want to talk about attracting the right clients, right? We want to talk about the clients that are actually looking for the support that you need. Not just, sharing freebies everywhere just to share freebies, but we want to make sure that our freebie is actually solving a problem. And we want to make sure that we're putting it in front of the right people, because people who download your freebie are potential clients for you. Okay, we go into all of this inside of Holistic Business Success Studio, as well as inside of Foundations and Activate Abundance on how to actually create your freebie, but so that it's actually speaking to the right client. But I want to make sure that you guys are clear on how to actually share it in a way that is actually attracting the right clients. So let me just pull this up. I'll share my screen with you. So 25 evergreen and organic ways to share your freebie to attract aligned clients, aligned, critical word, right? We want people that are actually looking for support, not just a whole bunch of people that are going to download a freebie and then unsubscribe, right? And let's let Christine come in here. And without having to be on social media all darn day long, right? So can you share on social media? Absolutely. I'm on social media right now and I'm sharing with you guys a freebie. So like I'm showing you right now, here's one way is I'm just doing a free training inside of my Facebook group and I'm sharing a freebie for you. Okay, we're going to go through all of the different categories with which you can share a freebie. So, but what you guys see me doing right now is actually a way to do that, right? You guys are here because you knew that what I was going to share was about 25 ways to share a freebie, right? And so of course I'm going to give you the show notes and all of the different ways so that you can start implementing and getting a win and growing and attracting the right people into your ecosystem, because we have to bring people into our ecosystem. Our ecosystem is two places. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background before we dive into all of these. Our ecosystem is our email list. It's also someplace online that you can show up where you're cultivating and building and growing community, right? So a Facebook group is one of the ways that I do it. I love, love, love my Facebook group. I love you guys that are here because it allows me to bring everybody together in one specific place. That is my ideal client. You guys are all here because you're coaches, and you're not just any type of coach. Like, you are a heart-centered, soul-led coach that is here to either help people live happier, healthier lives, be better parents, help, through multitude of things. So this isn't, like, a coaching group just for, real estate coaches, or, this is specific. And that's what your community, you want it to be as well, so that you can actually teach and share and give value and develop relationships with the people that are looking for your support, looking for what it is that you can share. Okay. So we're going to start with email-based strategies. So remember I said email and then Facebook. So one of the things that I do is I add my freebie to my email signature. So inside of your email, whatever it is that you're using, if you're using Gmail or if you're using Outlook or whatever, you can go in and create a signature, and then you can pop your link to your freebie. And so every time you send an email, every time you respond to somebody, that is going to be in your signature so that they can download your freebie. So you never know who you're emailing, right? Like, you never know. Like, businesses could email you, you could email them back, and the person on the other end could just so happen to, want to know how they can have a happier, healthier time with their kids. So Gwendolyn, they'd be like, oh, I want that freebie. And all of a sudden you've got a new person right in your ecosystem, right? So this works for you all the time, even when you're not on. Okay. This is why they're called Evergreen. Okay. You can also send your freebie to new subscribers or clients and invite them to share it. Right. So when you are sharing your freebie in your email marketing system, in that welcome email, you can just give them a little, hint saying, hey, if you found this valuable, feel free to share it with your friends and family. And that is another way, because we all love to share a good thing. I do. If I see something that I think someone else is going to like, I'm absolutely going to share it. Number 3, you can feature it in your weekly or monthly newsletter. So this is where you can use a value-based story or tip, right? And then use your opt-in or your freebie to give them even more value. So maybe you're talking, it's the summertime right now. Maybe you're, talking about, ways that you can get more water in your body because you're a health coach, right? You want to make sure that you are staying hydrated, right? And so you're going to give them maybe a tip, and then maybe you have another tip to, something else about the summertime, right? Ways to stay cool or hydrated or whatever. You can add your freebie into a newsletter. So that's another thing that we teach inside of Activate and Holistic Business Foundations is setting up a weekly newsletter so that you're delivering value to your people. And I share a freebie inside of my newsletter every single week. Every single week. This past week, I believe I shared 40 high paying coaching niches that you could download, right? So because you're already on my newsletter, I don't really need your email, but what it's doing is it's just giving my people value. It's giving my people value. Okay. You could also send a dedicated email blast every 2 to 3 months, reminding your audience why your freebie is relevant now. Why is it relevant? Right? Hey, if you didn't, you might have had, a freebie that you've shared before. Reshare it. We get to repurpose our freebies, right? And then you can also, number 5 is include it in a PS in all of your nurture emails. So in a nurture email is maybe we're educating or giving value inside of an email. It's not our regular newsletter. It's just another email. And then you could say, hey, PS, by the way, if you haven't yet downloaded your Peaceful Parenting Guide, here's the link, right? So these are easy ways that you can have it pop up on repeat. And here's the thing, you guys, people need to see it more than once. They need to see it more than once, okay? In today's market, it takes 20 to 40 touches, right? And it actually takes a lot more time for people to see it before they actually download it because we're busy, right? We may be, checking our email while we're inside of, the car pickup line or making dinner. And we don't have time to actually download it right then. And then we forget. Okay. If we are taking a look at how you can share it inside of your community, you can share it as a client onboarding bonus. So this is something where you could give it to your new clients as added value because they will often share it too. So maybe you're bringing on a new one-on-one client or you've got something inside of your coaching program, right? You can absolutely give it to your people as when they join, and feel free to tell them that they are more than welcome to share that. You could also use it as a follow-up after any of your discovery calls. And I really call, more the discovery calls more like an assessment, right? So one of the things that I like to do when I'm on an assessment with somebody is based on the conversation, I will share a freebie or something that I've got in my toolkit that is going to help them. Right? So maybe they're like, oh, I have a freebie, but I don't know where to share it. I'll be like, I've got just the thing. Let me grab the 25 ways to share your freebie, right? Or maybe they're unsure how to price their programs. Okay, let me go grab that guide for you, or let me go grab that training for you. There's lots of ways that we can continue to lead and give value. Okay. You can, of course, offer it inside of your Facebook group, like I'm doing today, yours or others. Now, if you're sharing it in other people's Facebook groups, make sure that you are only sharing it when appropriate, giving value first, and never spammy, right? So we want to make sure that we are giving value first. And I have a lot of my clients that actually swap Facebook groups. It's called a Facebook swap, where you can go into somebody's Facebook group and give a training and then share a freebie to their audience. That's a really great way to add people onto your email list as well as to grow your own Facebook group too. So we call these a Facebook swap. Okay. You can also use your freebie in a lead magnet, in a giveaway, or a bundle. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of bundles out there. What's a bundle? A bundle is when people get together and they all are sharing a freebie. So, and it's typically around a theme, and one person typically puts the bundle together, and everybody shares the freebie, and that means that everybody who participates inside of the bundle is going to share it to their audience. So let's just say that there's 20 people in the bundle. That means that 20 people are going to be sharing 20 freebies to 20 different audiences, which is an amazing way to be visible and to get in front of the right client. And the beauty of that is that if you're participating in a bundle that is themed, right? Like if it's for parents, Gwendolyn, that would be perfect, right? Because they're going to download it because that is where your ideal client is. So if you participate in a bundle, we want to make sure that the bundle is actually serving your ideal client. right? So for example, I wouldn't put mine in, I don't know why real estate is in my head today, but I wouldn't put mine in a real estate bundle, how to sell more houses. That wouldn't make sense, right? Why? Because I don't help people sell houses. That's not my jam. So we want to make sure that when you're picking a bundle, that you pick a bundle that is themed and is getting you in front of your ideal client. Okay. You can also ask happy clients to share it, right? Give them done for you messaging. Make it easy. Say, hey, do you know anybody that this might serve? Would you mind sharing it? Easy peasy. Now into speaking and workshops. This is one of my favorite ways to share my freebie. You can mention it inside of a podcast interview. So whenever I am on a podcast, depending on what the podcast person is asking me or what the theme is, I will share a freebie to give more value to the people that are listening to the podcast. Right? So it's really easy to just make it your go-to free resource for your listeners. And then it stays inside that podcast, which again is evergreen, right? Anytime anybody goes to listen to that podcast, it will absolutely be there. Same thing on a YouTube channel for those of you that are repurposing any of your videos and are putting it up on a YouTube channel. In the description, you can put a link to your freebie. Okay, so mention it as your go-to resource. Offer it as a free bonus at the end of your webinars or guest workshops, because this also becomes a natural bridge to your offer. A natural bridge to your offer. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are teaching something, let's just say Steph is, not only is she an amazing tech coach, but she is a functional nutritionist as well. And she does data-driven eating. And so she teaches and does Facebook Lives and webinars and guest workshops as well. And so sharing a workbook as part of the workshop or sharing a freebie that goes along with that, that's relevant and congruent to the way that she serves her clients in any of her programs is going to be a really great way to get in front of the right client. Okay, so that goes along with teaching a mini training, right? Based on the freebie. You could also do that at local events or summits and just offer the freebie at the next step. Just like I did, I showed you guys exactly how to do this in the very beginning. If you're watching this, whether you're watching it live or the recording, and you want this handout, comment in the chat and I'll send it your way, right? So it's just offering your freebie that you're teaching. Again, show notes are so easy to do. Like it doesn't take a lot of time to do show notes. You can just share the different points that you're talking about. And I love to do that for live talks as well, because then they don't have to, I get their full attention. They don't have to, be writing, they can actually be listening and I'll say, hey, don't worry about taking notes. If you want all of the 6 steps that I'm going to talk about today, happy to share it with you. Just need to know where to send it. Okay. You can create a short audio training with a version with a link to the PDF. Short audio. So that could be, you could do a little recording, or you could do something on your phone that you then shared in your Facebook group, or you could share it to your email list, right? You can give them multiple, formats. You could even just share the video, right? Like this here, this video today is actually going to go up on my podcast, because I know that this is something that's going to be really beneficial. Not only is it going to live here in my Facebook group for the next 30 days, but we're going to download it. We're going to put it up on our YouTube channel, and we're also going to put it up on the podcast so that people can continue to get value and that stays evergreen. Okay. You can also partner with other coaches to swap freebies to each other's lists. Okay, this is something that my clients do all the time, which is so fun to be in collaboration with people. So for example, I shared one of my clients, Christine, her Boundless Energy guide that she created inside of my newsletter this past Saturday. So that was just a way that I could share something that was going to be valuable, because I know that there's lots of women in my ecosystem that are looking for more energy. Who doesn't want more energy? Right? So those are our email, those are our speaking, those are our community. Now, when we go into websites, and again, you don't have to have a website, but for those of you that do, this is, some extra tips. So you can put a call to action banner on your homepage. That's actually on my homepage. If you go to shineabundancenow.com and the first page that you land on is my homepage, if you scroll down, you will actually see the business basics checklist for consistent clients and predictable 10 to 30K months. That's the freebie. It lives on my homepage. Okay. You could also add a pop-up or an exit intent on your website or a blog. So let's say you've got a blog and you're sharing something. When somebody goes to leave, the website recognizes that they are getting ready to leave, and a pop-up will come up and it'll invite them to download a freebie. You can turn your blog post into what I like to call a content upgrade that leads to your freebie. So for example, if you're writing something, for those of you that like to write and like to do blogs, then attached to your blog is going to be a freebie based on whatever it is that you're talking about. So, Wendell, maybe you're talking about you decide to write inside of, an article or something about, how, kids can be calmer through the summertime. How do you keep your sanity, I don't know, during the summer, right? And you share some tips, but then you also can share a link inside at the end of the blog where people can download the freebie. Okay. You can also embed the freebie in your about page. Embed the freebie in your about page. So it's one of your most visited pages when we're talking about your about page on your website. You can also do that on your Facebook profile. Very, very cool. So if you go to my Facebook profile and you look to the left, then on the left side, you will see a whole bunch of different links. And one of those links will actually take you to the business basics checklist for consistent clients in 10 to 30K months. Okay, so if you embed it in your about page, that is again another place where people will see it. You can also include a start here page with your freebie that's featured. Okay, so for example, some people have on their website start here. Some people have a contact, some people have, something else. So a start here page would then say, hey, start here, download this freebie, download this free guide if you are looking for more support around ABCDEFG. Okay. All right, now we're going into repurposing, because repurposing is, I love repurposing because we can create content once and we can reuse it in multiple ways. So you could turn a quote or a tip from your freebie into an image card on Pinterest if you have a Pinterest account, and then you can link the image to your opt-in page. So for example, I could actually take this, I could download this page here and actually make it, put it up on my Pinterest. And when someone clicks on it, it will take them to the link to download it. The good thing about Pinterest is that Pinterest is also an evergreen place. The information stays there quite often for months and months and months. Okay, so this is just a way to repurpose things that you already have in your freebie. You could also record a short memo or video teaching a concept from the freebie and then say, hey, I just covered, 10 ways to share your freebie. If you want the rest of them, if you want the rest of the 15, here's the freebie, download it, get it below. So let's just say you cover 6 or 7 steps that you're sharing in your freebie. Maybe you share 1 or 2 in an audio message, and you can do that easily on your phone. And then you can invite them to listen to the rest, right? You can turn the freebie into a QR code and use it on postcards, business cards, flyers. That's great for events, for networking, and creating physical visibility. Right? You can add it to your Linktree or Instagram bio. For those of you that are on Instagram, it works very, very passively. You don't have to post in order to get traction with that. Okay, so what you would do is you would want to go to Linktree and you would be able to create an account, and then you would have one link that you share, because Instagram lets you share one link. And when someone clicks on that link that's in the bio, it gives people options to either join you in a free masterclass or join your Facebook group or download the freebie. So you would want to keep your freebie there. Lots and lots of ways. So see how you are actually being omnipresent in all of these different ways to get in front of your ideal client without having to be front and center all the time, right? You can also include it into any digital products or slide decks. So for example, for those of you that like to do slide decks, I don't. I prefer doing workbooks like you guys are doing here. It can be a bonus resource as an entry point into deeper work. So you could actually share the slide deck with a link to your freebie in there as a bonus resource, right? Like when you come to this training, you'll walk away with the slide deck, and the slide deck can actually become your freebie. Okay. Here's some bonus for you guys. These are, I told you in the beginning that I was going to help you with some copy and paste scripts to share your freebie. So these are direct messaging scripts that you can share, right? Hey, I just created something, hey, Wendelin, I just created how to share your freebie, 25 ways that I think would really, really help you get your parenting, freebie out there. Could I send it over? Would that be helpful? Would this serve you? Right? We don't have to be icky or weird. We just get to think about, gosh, who might this serve? So we just invite somebody, hey, do you want it? Right? The other thing that I like to do, by the way, and you guys will see me do this today, is I will share on my personal Facebook page, hey, who missed the training and wants the replay for 25 ways to share your freebie, right? And that'll be on a big color block, and ask people to just comment with one word. We call this one word marketing, because the more people comment in the comments, the more Facebook shows it to more people. So we're working with the algorithm. You could also share it with current clients, or maybe even past leads or past clients, right? So we have, we're in the coaching world, and sometimes people finish and they're done and they're not current clients anymore, but we're still creative and we're still creating things. So we could say, hey, you know what? I just created this new thing that I think might be super helpful for you. Can I share it? So Wendelin, you can go back to your parents. She's the first person, by the way, that I'm seeing. So that's why I keep looking at Wendelin. I'm like, what example can I use? Wendelin's right here for me. So you can give it to current clients. You can give it to past clients, right? And remember, when we're giving it even to our current clients, yes, they're working with us already. They're paying us already, but it's still giving them value, and it's allowing them to also, they might share it with somebody. Right? So it's still establishing your authority. It's still helping you help them get value in ways that, maybe they're not getting, in the way that they're working with you. So you can do that for current clients, past people who didn't work with you, that weren't ready, right? You can also re-engage warm leads. So maybe you were in conversation with somebody and you haven't heard from them for a while, and you can just say, hey, I was thinking about you. If you're still working on whatever it is, I just released or created a free resource that could help. Would you like the link? Would you like the link? Right? So again, there's some examples here. If you're still having trouble falling asleep, I made a free checklist with natural tips and sleep rituals. Want the link? These are short, these are sweet. You can use them as a text. You can pop them in the DMs. And notice that we're not asking them to buy. We're not asking them to buy. We're giving value. We're leading with our heart. We're leading with service. And then here's some email swipe copies that you can use too. Tips to personalize any of your messages is that you want to make sure that you're using your audience's language. Okay, we want to make sure that we're using our audience's language, not the broccoli, and so you can do this by pulling from real client conversations, right? So real client conversations that I've had. Well, where do I share my freebie? All right, so what's the freebie called? 25 ways to share your freebie, right? So I'm using language that's the same. Keep the message just casual and aligned with your tone. Focus on one pain point and one benefit, so you don't have to, over explain in any of your messaging. You could also share a personal story, and you could follow up in your emails or your DMs as well. So these are ways that you can personalize the message. So for example, I could create a personal story about ways that I was, sharing my freebie, or what it was like when I was a new coach, or, whatever. And then I could also say, hey, and if you struggle with this too, here's my freebie. Okay, so these are 25 different ways that you can share your freebie. And the other thing that I'm going to do for you guys, and I have it in here too, is that we are also going to help you build a freebie that actually converts to buyers. We're going to do a free training. It's going to be in August. It's called the High Converting Freebie Formula. The link is on the handout, so you'll definitely want to be there because it's not enough to just share a freebie. We want to make sure that it's a high converting freebie. If it is not converting, which means that if people aren't actually downloading, then that might mean that we are not putting it in front of either the right people or we're not using the right language. So I'm inviting you guys today to get it on your calendar. It's August 11th and 12th, and it is called the High Converting Freebie Formula. We're going to help you really nail the dream client aligned lead magnet. And a lead magnet is also another way, to just say it's, a freebie. It's a high value, high converting freebie. We're also going to help you pick which kind is going to work the best for you and your business, right? Not everybody wants to do a checklist. Some people want to do a meditation, or some people want to do a starter kit, or some people want to do a video series. There's lots of different ways that you can create a high value, high converting freebie. We're also going to help you reverse engineer it to naturally point to your offer. So a freebie is great for bringing new people into our ecosystem, but we also want that freebie to guide somebody to take the next step to work with you, right? So we're going to teach you how to do that too. And we're also going to talk about how your freebie is going to build trust and help your person take action, right? Because guess what? If your people don't take action and they don't use the freebie, then they're not going to get wins. So we want to make sure that what we're creating is usable. So we're going to talk about what creates a high converting, high value freebie. There's some very, very specific things that we want to make sure our freebie does in order to attract the right people, right? Not just the browsers, but the actual people who are like, oh, that looks amazing. Absolutely. I want to hear more from Steph or Christine or Gwendolyn. Okay. And then we're also going to give you some live bonuses. So when you join live, you're going to get the freebie funnel map. We're going to help you show you how your client journey blueprint goes. So it's just a one-page visual showing the journey from opt-in to nurture to offer. So you're going to be able to create that for your personal business. And then we're also going to give you a checklist to make sure that your current or any future freebie that you create is aligned with your offer and your ideal client. It needs to be aligned with both, right? It needs to be aligned with your offer and it needs to be aligned with your ideal client. Because if it's not going to convert, right? And so what do I mean by that? We want our freebie to lead to something that somebody is going to actually want to buy to work with you, even if it's just a trust offer, even if it's just a bite-size offer or a one-off session or something like that. And there's a way that you can make sure that that is happening. So we want it to be talking the right language. We want to make sure it gets in the right ideal client, and we want to make sure that it's guiding people to the right next offer with whatever it is that you decide that you want to invite people into. Okay. So how does this sound, you guys? I would love to hear, like, were these 25 ways helpful? There might be some on there that you've tried. There might be some that you haven't tried before. I'm going to give you, but you guys know me, I'm all about action and implementing. I would like you guys to implement with whatever freebie that you've got right now. Just invite one person within the next 24 hours into it. So easy. Like that would take less than 5 minutes. Grab one of the messaging, grab your freebie, and just invite one person to download your freebie. Oh, good, Colleen. I'm so glad this was helpful. Good, good, good. Yeah. So what's coming up for you guys? I would love to know. Was this helpful? Oh, good. Christine just added your freebie to her signature line. There you go. She just took action. Amazing. Yes. Yeah. What's one of those 25 ways that you think that you guys could implement in the next 24 hours? I would love to know. Gwendolyn.
Okay. So how did you add it to to your signature. I don't fully get how you,
Okay,
I'm not sure I know.
that's okay. Let me show you. Hang on just a moment. I need to find now an email. Let's see.
And when you do
Steph.
that, does that go straight to your website?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah.
email,
So
it goes straight email.
yeah, it goes straight to the website. So hold on, I need to actually find an email now. Where's my email signature? I want to show you guys. Oh, let me go into sent because it'll be there. Okay. Let's see. First, when you create your freebie, Wendelin, when you create your freebie, you have to also create what they call is an opt-in page.
I have that.
Okay.
I have all of that on the website.
Okay, great. So if you have your opt-in page, then it's already there. So you just take the link and you need to go into, I can't share my screen with you guys from right now for some reason. You want to go
to where signature thing?
Yeah, so for me personally, if I'm on a Mac right now, and what I would do is I would click on the mail icon down below, and I would scroll up to the top where it says mail. There's like a menu up at the top, and I would click on, where is it? Mailbox. Oh wait, nope, I'm going to click on mail, and then I'm going to go into settings. And then when I do that on my settings, it pulls up signatures. So you can create a signature. It's been so long since I've done this. But I have a picture. You can add a picture there, and you can actually just copy the link, the URL link, and paste it in your signature right below a picture or right below your name. If you go into Gmail, there's another way that you can do it directly from Gmail. Steph is our tech coach. So if you guys are inside Holistic Business Foundations, definitely we'll have Steph do a training for you on this. But it's really, really easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a join now because I have a tech training this Thursday and it runs a month. So
That's right. Once a month we have our tech training so that we can make sure that you guys are collapsing the timeline there. Oh, good. And Christine said for Google Mail, it's in settings on the general tab about 3/4 of the way down. Okay, great. Denny says, is it better to stick with one LM in our signature or rotate through a few? So Denny, I would say start with one, but I actually have multiple based on whatever it is that I'm teaching or creating. I like to have specific ones as well, because the more specific you can get, the more your ideal client is actually going to raise their hand, right? So this freebie with how to actually share your freebie, right, is very, very specific. And so I know that many of my clients, whether they're new, emerging, been in business for years, already have a freebie, maybe it's collecting dust and they're not sharing it. Like, I know that this is something that is going to be valuable to multiple people. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Let me go ahead and, yeah, totally. Let me go ahead and grab this for you guys again who popped in a little bit later. Oh, yikes, come back. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's in the chat for those of you that are on Zoom. Yeah. Steph, what about you? Which one way that you're going to share a freebie this week?
Well, I honestly, like just now, I added it to my about page because I was like, duh.
Yay!
Like, I had so much on there. Fireworks.
Hello.
I had so much on it, but then I was like, oh, I forgot to do that because I think I had it in my head at some point I wanted to do pop-up. I'm like, oh my God. And I created a separate website for it, but I'm like, of course it should be on my welcome page. Duh. Right. So I just threw it there.
Perfect.
I do have a free workshop tomorrow that I'm doing with someone, a collaboration, and we made a workbook together. So I have been reaching out, and she's been reaching out all day. I gave her some tips on how to reach out to people to invite, and so we are. So that's kind of one we have in progress already. So it's going on right now, and I'm excited about it. So that's one that we're doing. I don't know otherwise.
That's great.
There's so many good things in that list, but this was, I did one while we were on the call. I'm like, get it in there now.
Yes.
I just edited my website.
I love action takers. Like seriously, like it doesn't have to be hard, right? Again, pick the one that is the easiest to implement, right? If you are tech challenged, don't pick something that requires that, right? Instead, go back through and any of your past clients and say, "Hey, I just, I have this thing that I think you would really serve you. Could I share it with you? I've got a new freebie I created." Or repurpose an old one that you haven't shared for a while. Totally fine. We want to repurpose things, right? If you are going to be on a podcast, make sure that you've got a freebie that you can share, because we want to make sure that people can find you, right? So again, we want to make sure that we are bringing people into our ecosystem. Our ecosystem is on our email as well as our Facebook group. Cool. Awesome. I'm so glad, Denny, that it was simple. Yeah, simple things to do. Yeah, these are simple. They don't need to take a lot of time, but they will absolutely make a big impression because you are going to be omnipresent. You're going to be sharing your freebie in multiple places, and you just never know where people are going to see it. So Christine did hers already. Stephanie did hers already. Jessica, what are you going to do to share a freebie? Do you have your freebie?
I'm actually creating it today. But the
Amazing.
first thing I was going to do was put it in my about on all of my socials, right? And even YouTube and everything. And obviously that would be something that goes in a website as well.
Absolutely. Were there any ideas on here that you were like, oh, that's right? I know Steph said it was the about page.
Unfortunately, I missed a lot of
Mhm.
the beginning part. Just had to happen.
We've got replays.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I am gonna go back and go over that. So there weren't really any new ones that I had heard that I was like, oh, I never thought of that. Like,
Mhm.
I know that you could, if you have a business card or something like that, or even if you have one on your phone, you can have a QR code that can take people to
Mhm.
different places depending on whether it's a stagnant or
Yep.
or a dynamic QR code. But then you can have like a bunch of different freebies or different links or whatever. And that's one that I've been
Yeah,
looking
you could create a QR code for your Linktree account, and
Mhm.
that would, go directly to the Linktree account, which, could
Mhm.
have, multiple things in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of great ways. Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Meryl, what about you? Any ideas?
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. Really quick, on the Linktree account or another one like that, you can list multiple
Mhm.
URLs and stuff.
Yep. Mhm.
All right then, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Meryl, any of those pop up? Any of those sound good to you?
I'm like consumed with trying to figure out what my freebie would be. I mean,
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, great.
know.
Well, then we'll create that in August for sure. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So Stephanie just popped her link tree down below in the comments. So
As an example.
if you want to click on that, Jess, you can see that it gives multiple options there. Yeah. I like to keep my link tree, like you don't want to have like 20 different ones. You do want to have it, like maybe 3, 4, 5 max.
Yeah, I think there's 4 on mine. I have one is my free workshop tomorrow. So if I have something time bound, I'll put that first. And then otherwise, if there's not anything, then it's just my Facebook community, my free essential health assessment, and my about me page.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's all I put on there just to keep it simple and not overwhelming.
Yeah. I love Linktree. That's great for sharing your workshop and other things like that too. All right, ladies, that is it for today for our Soulful Business training inside of our Facebook group. We're also going to get this up on the YouTube channel. So if you are watching the YouTube channel, comment below. We will make sure that or check the description. We will make sure that we put the link to download your 25 ways, plus the templates for messaging for a DM and email so that you can start sharing your freebie, getting it in front of people. And don't forget to join us in August for the high converting freebie formula, where we're actually going to go through what makes a high converting freebie, how to create it, how to make sure that you've got a really good idea that is going to attract the right client, not just the browsers, and all of that good stuff. You're welcome, Jenny. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Bye.